Hey, it's me, and I have a deck profile for you guys. This is the Shadow Paladin, the Phantom Blaster, and the Blaster Dart. Is basically ranged Shizukomori. So this deck, Shadow Paladin, is obviously a Force Clan, so it's balanced and it's also pretty hard hitting. So without further ado, let us start with the deck profile. For our starting Vanguard, full bow skill is very simple, as like the rest of them. When this card is ridden on, you draw a card. Pretty simple. And onwards to our grade 1, 2 Nightmare Painters. Nightmare Painter's skill is when this card comes into play, you may put a grade 1 or less card from your drop zone into your soul, and it will get 3k. So this card is for replenishing your soul for soul blasting cost, and yeah, pretty simple, and it's pretty good too because you might need soul for future cost. So we're playing 2 Nightmare Painter. Next we'll be playing 3 Blaster Javelin. Blaster Javelin skill is when this unit is placed onto your rearguard circle, if you have another grade 1 or less rearguard, you may pay the cost, counter blast 1. You draw a card and you get 3k. So this is basically counter blast 1 and draw a card. That's what you usually want to do with Blaster Javelin. It's good, you get a card, you draw a card, you get defense, you can call more, you get power also, so pretty good. 3 Blaster Javelins. Next, we'll be playing 4 Scar Witch Nimian. Scar Witch skill is act ability, rest this unit, search your deck for up to 1 card with power of exactly 5k power and call it to open rear, shuffle your deck. And this ability cannot be used again, even though you have another card with the same name. So you rest this unit, you call another Nimian out, because Nimian is also a 5k power. You can call another minion out, but you cannot call her again because the ability has been used in that turn, and so that's how it works. This is really good because you can, it's basically superior calling another unit for, yeah, it's basically calling another unit. That's a free plus for you, and it's also good to call out a unit as a fodder for your Phantom Blaster Dragon's cost. So yeah, 4 Scar Witch Nimian, but do take note, please do not write this. If you write this, you're probably dead, so yeah, be careful about that. Next, we'll be playing 4 of Black Sage Sharon. Black Sage Sharon's skill is when this unit is placed onto your rearguard circle due to an ability. So that means if this unit has been superior called, you may pay the cost, so plus 1. If you do, counter charge 1 and it gets 3k. We play this for the counter charging because this deck is very counter blast heavy. A lot of counter blasts going on. So he's here to help you to control your counter blast, helps you counter charge, and you get additional 3k as a bonus. So yeah, pretty good. Play 4 of them. Onwards to our grade 2. What's a Shadow Paladin deck without Blaster Dart? 4 copies of Blaster Dart. Blaster Dart skill is when this unit is placed, you can counter blast 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retires it. So it's like placed on Vanguard or rear guard circle, counter blast 1, your opponent chooses you need to retire. It's not you choose, but your opponent choose, so that's a downside, but still retiring 1 is a -1 for your opponent, so that's pretty good enough for me. And second skill, act ability, once per turn. If your opponent have no rear guards, you can discard a card from your hand and it gets Twin Drive. So a grade 2 that have a Twin Drive is already pretty amazing. But it requires your opponent to have no rear guards, so that's something to look out for. But still, Twin Drive during your grade 2 turn is quite scary because you will never know they can critical trigger and critical trigger. So 4 Blaster Dark. Next, we'll be playing 4 copies of Darkness Maiden, Matcha. Matcha's skill is Hack ability, once per turn, toss, counterblast 1, and call a grade 1 or less card from your hand to the rear guard. You draw a card and get 5k. So the reason why we're playing this is for it's like +1 and -1, because you counterblast 1, you call 1, that's a -1 from you. But you get to draw 1, so that -1 is negated, and you get 5k, and that's a benefit for you. And this is already like good enough. Because if you're going to call something from your hand, you might as well use a skill and just call it out and get the bonus 5k. So that's a good skill to have. And besides, you get to draw a card. Yeah, you never know what kind of card you might draw. You might get a Sentinel, you might get another grade 3 to ride on. So yeah, there you go. Next, we'll be playing 2 copies of Blaster Rapier. Blaster Rapier skill is when this unit attacks the Vanguard, if you have 3 or more units with Blaster, yeah, correct. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, if you have 3 or more units with Blaster in their card names, this unit gets 5k until the end of the battle. So if you have 3 units, it doesn't matter if it's Vanguard or Rearguard, as long as you have 3 units with Blasters, it's a 14k attacker, just like that. And second skill is Auto ability, Rearguard Circle. When this unit hits a Vanguard, you make +1, and your opponent have to retire one of his Rearguard. So pretty good for the on-hit pressure. They have no choice but to guard it. If they do not guard, you can +1 to retire. And that's a -1 for them. So that's, you got the pressure from Blaster Rapier right off the bat. Next, you'll be playing 2 copies of Tragic Knight Combat. Tragic Knight Combat skill is when this unit attacks a Vanguard, it gets 3k. And it gets 3k for each of your rearguards that you have more than your opponent. So let's say if this guy attacks and you have equal rearguards as your opponent, he doesn't get anything. But if you have 1 more rearguard more than your opponent, he gets 3k. 2 more rearguards more than your opponent, he gets 6k. So that's how it works, and it is pretty good because when your opponent is trying to be smart and they don't call anything, they have no rearguards for you to retire, you just call him out, and yeah, it will be a lot of power. Like if you have 5 rearguards and you have none, he will be attacking for, let's say 3 times 5, 15, plus 15k, plus 10k, 25k attacker. That's a really high number by itself already. So 2 copies of Tragic Knight Combat. Now onwards with our grade 3, 4 copies of Phantom Blaster Dragon. Phantom Blaster Dragon is our VR in Shadow Paladin, and the skill of Phantom Blaster Dragon is first skill, Hack ability, counterblast 1, retire 3 of your rearguards. Something to take note of: your opponent chooses 3 of his or her rearguards and retires them, and after that he gets 15k and 1 crit until the end of turn. So it's pretty devastating, but do take note of the cost. You have to retire 3 of your rearguards, but superior calling is pretty darn easy after we've seen our grade 2s and grade 1s that with their superior calling skills. And even though your opponent cannot retire 3 of his or her rearguards, you still get the 15k and 1 crit, and that is already a lot. 15k, it will make him 28 power and extra critical, which is 28 power with 2 criticals. They have no choice but to perfect guard, or they have to throw tons of cards down just to block this guard. So that's the pressure of Phantom Blaster Dragon. Then the second skill is Hack ability, once per turn. If your opponent have no rearguards and 4 or less cards in his damage zone, that means 4 damage, you may Soul Blast a grade 3. Deal a damage to your opponent. That's it. That's very simple. If your opponent have no rearguards at all, just a Vanguard, and you have a Soul Blast, you have a grade 3 in your soul to spare, just do it, deal a damage. It's pretty darn simple. But do take note, your opponent still can do a damage check, and if they damage check a trigger, you might, it's something to take note of when you're using Phantom Blaster skill. For our backup victory, we'll be playing 2 copies of Dark Dictator. This is from the trial deck. Dark Dictator skill is, during your turn, continuous, he gets 2k for each of your rear guards. So it's basically like the OG, what's his name? Kings of Night Alfred. Yeah, it's like Kings of Night Alfred, but he can be boosted, that's the difference. He can be boosted, he still get the power. It's pretty strong for a trial deck card, compared to a triple rare from the old days. And the second ability is, add ability once per turn, counter blast 1, call up to 1 grade 2 or less card from your hand to the rear guard circle, and that unit that you call gets 5k. And additionally, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retire it. So at the cost of 1 counter blast, you can call 1 and that unit gets 5k, and your opponent get to -1. So it's pretty good. It's very good to be your Vanguard. You will want to write him first before you write your Phantom Blaster Dragon, because there will be 1 victory in the soul, and him having as your first Vanguard during your victory turn is already alright there. So 2 Dark Dictator. And for our last grade 3, we'll be playing 2 copies of Dark Mage Bahakara. Bahakara skill is, add ability once per turn on Vanguard rear guard circle. So plus 1, look at the top card of your deck, point to the rear guard, or you can put it on your drop zone. If you call, it gets 5k, and at the end of the turn, retire. This is pretty amazing, to be honest, because it helps you super call on rear guard circle for your Phantom Blaster Dragon. So it's like you're just calling out a fodder, and if you do not like the fodder, you can just mill it out. You don't really have to care, and the cost is Soul Blast instead of a Counter Blast. And Soul Blast is actually it's pretty mild compared to a Counter Blast, because if it's a Counter Blast, I don't think the deck will handle all kinds of Counter Blast there is already. So it's very good for the superior calling, and if you do superior call, it's still a +1 for you even though it retires at the end of the turn. So 2 copies of Dark Mage Bahakara. For our trigger lineup, pretty standard. 4 heals. If you don't play heals, you will die. And we're playing our Draw Sentinel. Draw Sentinel is also a must. Without Sentinels, you might die. Actually, you will die, because Sentinel just block out all kinds of attack, So 4 Draw Sentinels. And for our remaining trigger lineup, we are playing full critical, because this is a Force Clan. You want to kill your opponent as fast as possible. So 4 crits to kill your opponent right off the bat. And to help out with your Blaster Dark skill of Twin Drive, you can Twin Drive a 2 crit out and bam, 3 damage right off the bat. And that's all for the Shadow Paladin deck profile. If you do like the deck profile, do leave a like. If you want to see more, do subscribe, and do hit the bell button for field of notification. And I will see you guys next time for another deck profile or a showdown. See you guys next time.